Yo, this is Gyromancer here, and welcome to Life Rants, the series in which I rant about various things in life. Today we're going to be talking about commercialism versus Christmas. So, we're going to start off with commercialism. What is this commercialism you speak of? Well, say that you are it's the time right after Thanksgiving. You're sitting there and you're browsing the internet, and maybe you're buying a few things on Amazon because it's Friday and there are a few Black Friday deals. But most of the deals, are on Cyber Monday, but they're really between Friday and Monday. But anyways, you're browsing the internet and you come across all these crazy stories of people doing insane things, rushing to stores to try and buy things on Black Friday. Or you say you're at a resort and there is a roll call for wondering whether or not the people in the hotel would like to get in a bus and be carted off to a shopping mall at 1 a.m. in the morning so that they can sit there and wait till stores open on Black Friday so that they can get good deals first. Now, that's crazy. 1 a.m. in the morning. Who in the right mind is going to go stand at 1 a.m. in the morning in front of a store to wait till the store is open? That is insane. What are you doing, people? Are you really saving enough money? You're losing sleep so that you can go stand in line, so you can go rush into the store and be frantic about trying to buy these things while other people are also trying to buy them. What are you doing? And then Cyber Monday comes around and we have deals. That's not so bad. We're just online getting good deals. But then at the same time, people are totally selling you junk that you don't need. But you look at those deals and the deal is cheap, and so you say, oh, well, I'll buy that. And then it sits on your shelf and you never use it. And that continues all the way up till Christmas Day. It'll be Christmas Day. People will be out buying Christmas cards and Christmas gifts on Christmas Day. And what is the Christmas season like? You have Santa and you have snow. Who even is Santa? He's some creepy stalker who sees you when you're sleeping. There's nothing wrong with the original, St. Nicholas, giving people stuff in their shoes because they can't afford it. But then Santa turns into this, creepy guy in a big red suit who gives people candy canes. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Santa, but what are we doing here? And then all through Christmas, people are just so frantic and tense and stressed. That's why I don't seem to like Christmas. I'm trying to it's supposed to be a time of relaxation with your family. You can go out caroling. But instead, it's just everybody's rushing around trying to get all of their Christmas decorations up. Everybody's trying to plan for Christmas to have the perfect Christmas ever. And guess what, people? Your Christmas is never going to be perfect. We're human beings. We screw up. You can't have a perfect Christmas. You can have a good Christmas. You can enjoy your Christmas. And that is what it's all about, is enjoying it, not trying to create the perfect Christmas. But what is the perfect Christmas? What even is the Christmas spirit? Is the Christmas spirit stress and everybody running around frantic setting things up before Christmas? Is it the annoyed or bored people at the cash registers in stores who are bored or annoyed because they're wearing some stupid Christmas hat and they've been dealing with really annoying people for the last 6 hours because everybody's rushing through and everybody's trying to get a good deal and everybody is irritated? Christmas is the time when everybody's mad. And if that's what the Christmas spirit is, I do not want the Christmas spirit. Now, what is Christmas spirit about then? What is Christmas? Because I don't want irritation. I don't want everybody to be mad. But that's what Christmas is nowadays. Why? Of course, there still are those good moments, but why is so much of Christmas just being annoyed at everybody because they get in your way because you can't have the perfect Christmas? So, what is Christmas? Christmas is actually, we're going to go to the roots here, okay? Christmas is the story about the birth of Jesus Christ. Now, pretty much everybody who's watching this has seen mangers and little representations of the birth of Jesus and Mary and Joseph, but what is it really all about? Like, because there's so much mysticism surrounding that and so much weird culture surrounding that, and people are misunderstood when they're trying to tell people about this. And so please listen to me here, people, okay? What is the birth of Jesus Christ about? So we're going to go over what the birth of Jesus Christ was like first. So the birth of Jesus Christ is, so there's Mary, who is 14 years old, probably, because back in the time when Jesus was born, somewhere around 4 to 2 BC, people were married at different times, and women were usually married in their teenage years, okay? That's just, get over it. That's what it was like back then. So an angel of God comes to Mary, and the angel tells Mary, you are going to give birth to the Son of God. But the thing was, Mary wasn't married yet, okay? She is engaged to Joseph. Now, if you guys don't know, Mary and Joseph are Jews. And back then, it is not acceptable to be having children before you were married. I mean, it's kind of acceptable now, but that's a whole nother rant, because I don't think people should have children before they're married. But yeah, that's me, and that's a whole nother rant. So Joseph hears about how Mary's pregnant, and he's like, oh no, this is not acceptable, because if you have children before you were married, then you will get stoned to death. And if you don't know what that means, people will throw rocks at you until you die, okay? So Joseph's like, I don't want Mary to die because I love her. So he's going to not engage. He's going to cancel the marriage so that it doesn't look like, you know, he had babies with Mary, okay? So he's trying to help her out here, and maybe like put her in hiding, something. Try and help her out, okay? And then he's worrying about this, so an angel of God comes to Joseph and says, don't worry. So Joseph decides, okay, then I won't cancel the marriage. So right around this time, the Jews are underneath the Romans, and the Romans decide, hey, let's have a census, and we'll gather everybody together and see how many people we have in Rome, how many Jews we have. And so all the males were supposed to go back to where they were originally born and bring their families with them and register themselves and everybody in their families. So Joseph was born in Bethlehem. He goes to Bethlehem, brings Mary with him. But it's a long journey, okay? They don't have cars, they don't have planes. They're on a donkey, okay? Just Mary. Mary's riding on a donkey and Joseph's walking, okay? That's going to take forever to get to Bethlehem. So they finally get to Bethlehem, they register, and then Mary's like, oh, well, time to have a baby, okay? What do? Well, they need somewhere to stay the night. And they go to all the inns, and they're told that there's no more room in the inn. So they finally get to one last inn, and the innkeeper tells them, well, you could stay in the stable. So they get into the stable, and in the Bible, it says, and while they were there, the time came for her to give birth. And she gave birth to her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there's no place for them in the inn. Now, you may be asking yourselves, why the crap should I care that there was a baby born in a manger, okay? Like, why? Well, that has to do with Easter, and I'm probably going to put out a rant on Easter about what Easter's all about, but I'm going to get into the basic details here, okay? So God sent his son, Jesus, who was born in the manger, and he sent his son because God is God, right? So God is like amazing, he created all of us, and he's high up there, and we can never be perfect, okay? Because God is perfection and we can't be God. And it's missing the mark is what sin is. It means you cannot achieve the perfection and glory that God has. And so God, like his nature, God's nature, cannot stand our sinfulness. And so he has to condemn us to hell. But he loved us and didn't want to condemn us to hell. So you know what he did? He sent his son to be born as a human being. Now his son, Jesus, is also God at the same time, but that's a whole nother thing because there's 3 parts of God, but whatever. So Jesus is sent, And Jesus goes and he grows up and he goes to save people from their sin. Now, the Jews had prophecies about Jesus, and he was supposed to save them, but they thought that that meant that he would save them from the Roman government. So they thought that he was going to be a great military leader. Well, guess what? He ended up being a kind person who helped people out and never sinned because he is God. And then people didn't like this because he's not meeting the expectations. And he's also doing things that the religious leaders of the time thought were bad, but they actually aren't. It's just that's what the religious leaders thought. And so the Jews decided to crucify Jesus. So they hand him over to the Roman government and they strap him to a cross, and that's like how thieves and bad people, criminals, were punished back then. Okay, so Jesus dies on a cross, like bleeding to death, okay, and he can't breathe, and he's dead. And so everybody's like, well, that's the end of that. But 3 days later, he comes back, and what does that do? That conquers sin. Now, I will probably get into how that conquers sin later in an Easter life rant, but basically the message is God conquers sin, okay? Now, what do you have to do, though, to receive that gift? You have to accept it. You have to say, Jesus, I am going to give my life for you, and I'm going to live for you because you will save me, and you are the ultimate being, and I will serve you. And that is the importance of Christmas. That is the Christmas spirit. The Christmas spirit is not running around being mad so that you can have the perfect Christmas. Because what is the perfect Christmas? And I'm not saying do away with Santa and like don't Christmas carol, because no. You can Christmas carol, you can have Santa, you can do all the Christmas things, but you need to do it in the real way. And what is the real way? You need to accept the gift of Jesus Christ, because that is the ultimate gift, and then share that gift to other people. Go around Christmas carol, but Christmas carol songs that actually have to do with the original Christmas, like Mary Did You Know, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, songs like that. Actually share the Christmas spirit, the real Christmas spirit, with people, and that is what Christmas is all about. Thank you for watching Life Rants. I will see you in the next Life Rant. Later. By the way, if you enjoyed this episode or got something out of it, please share it with everybody so that we can get the message out there about the true meaning of Christmas. Thank you.